I think it's... Hold on one second. It is a 16.
A 16?
Yeah.
Just for a moment, as you're stepping up towards this second little lean-to on the side of the stony hill, you think you hear chattering voices inside, one of them shushing the other. Other than that, the lean-to looks very similar to the first one you came across. The door is closed.
Victor will stop immediately and look back and make sort of a shushing motion with his hand.
Evie nods. And
then kind of beckon them forward. And in Evie, do we have some sort of like hand sign thieves can't thing that we do?
Thieves can't is not works? A sign language, no.
You gotta make a sign language later on.
Do you need me to...
You're telepathic, Victor.
I'm saving it.
What do we need Edmont to do?
And I was gonna ask if you wanted me to come up there silently too. Maybe?
Yeah. Victor kind of waves them to come closer, but be quiet.
All right, where is Edmont advancing to?
Points to the hunt.
I'm advancing up behind Victor.
Okay.
So Victor will lean over to Edmund when he's close and whisper, I think there might be somebody in there, or people in there.
Edmund nods. Very well.
And then Victor will... Edmund's got exhaustion too, doesn't he? He'll wave Ekon and everybody else to come forward to get ready.
I am not quiet. I'm standing exactly where I am.
Very good.
Evie's... She's not noisy.
Don't you, like, not have stealth proficiency?
I have a +3 to stealth.
So no, you don't.
So what's next?
So any rolls made... Well, fuck, I'm at 2 levels of exhaustion is what? Disadvantage on all ability rolls?
Yep.
Wait, you still too?
So I guess Victor's not going to be very...
Yeah, level 1 exhaustion is disadvantage on ability checks.
Yeah.
Right,
Victor's a 2 right now? I thought it was only...
Victor's a 1.
Victor just...
2.
So Evie might actually be the most stealthy right now.
Oh no, Victor is a 2.
Gosh.
Yeah, Victor rolled a 1 on his last thing.
Yeah, both your people in front are badly exhausted.
Yeah.
So Victor just kind of shrugs, and then sort of quietly in Elvish, he will say, hello? Getting ready for something to come barging out and attack him.
The old language of Elvish?
Yeah.
Nothing happens. You speak friend, but
I don't enter.
Does not open.
Yeah. So then Victor will kind of take another couple steps forward.
Let's get a hide check or a stealth check.
Three. No, I'm sorry, 5.
Not from Edmont, from Victor. He's the one advancing.
I was keeping pace with him.
11.
11? Where are you advancing to?
Just like 1 square forward.
Okay.
And if nothing happens, he's trying to go to the other side of the hut.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and stop in this square here? And let's roll initiative.
I've never really...
Oh, wait. Initiative is an ability check, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. So half the party's boned over by it.
I'm not, but I rolled bad anyway.
Somebody roll Orson.
Orson's down here.
Oh, that's right. Orson left. Yep.
He left to bring home the bacon.
Yeah.
So, Genie, you're up first. Right now, you're just watching Edmont and Victor advance. Victor breaks off and is moving around the hut.
Yeah, I'm not going to do anything. I'm fine.
Okay. It's going to bring us to Victor.
Victor is going to continue to move forward.
Okay. That's going to trigger held actions inside the room. I have to roll at disadvantage. That might hit. I have a 16 to hit.
That is a hit.
Okay.
Victor has AC of zombie.
5 points of piercing damage. As you circle around the hut and you pass in front of the closed door, something punctures out through the soft, rotted wood of the door. One goes flying by you. The other one hits you low in the belly. And looking down, it's a crossbow bolt. So now there's 2 holes punched through the door from whoever's inside firing at you. And now you can take the rest of your turn.
Okay, Victor is... So does it take an action to kick the door open?
No, you can just grab the door and pull it open without taking an action.
Okay, well, Victor, being in no mood, is going to yell out some explicatives.
I mean,
He is going-
everybody below you is watching you just get shot. Nobody...
That's fine. He is then going to yank the door open.
And inside the room, you see 3 of the frog people. 2 of them have lowered, are holding hand crossbows and have fired through the door. The third one is laying dead in the center of the other 2. You still have all your movement and your action left.
So looking at this scene, does it look like these frog people are defending their dead comrade?
I'll let you use your action to try to make an insight check.
So I can since I can speak a few, he's going to say if he says he's going to say Magila and kind of a questioning mark, and then depending on their reaction, he's going to attack them.
Their reaction right now is they're furiously struggling to reload their crossbows.
Oh, then he's going to throw a psionic dagger at the one on the top side.
Okay.
Does a 14 hit?
14 does not hit.
All right. So then he's going to say shit, and he's going to use his movement to go actually backwards.
Okay. And who's next?
So let's see here. We had Victor. Next we've got Ekon with Evie on deck. How much lower is this than this?
It depends on where you're standing. If you're standing where Evie is, like she could probably hop down comfortably, like no more than 10 feet. Up where the door of the hut is, it's a much steeper drop.
Would I be able to see into the hut if I was, say, down here?
Yeah.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Can I get line of effect to this guy?
Yeah, from there you can look up through the open door of the hut.
All right, I'm going to need a DC 15 dexterity saving throw against Sacred Flame that does not allow cover. Bolt of Sacred Fire burns down from the heavens.
I have a 16.
All right, that's my turn. And yeah, that's it. Next we've got Evie with blue token on deck.
Okay, so I've seen all this happening, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
10, 15, 20. Can I attack from here?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess we're going to find out what happens with this dagger, because I'm throwing dagger at this guy.
Okay.
Like, these frog people have attacked us. They killed one of my cousins. Like, Evie does not really... That's a 17.
Your dagger turns into a bear.
Oh, wow.
No, 17 hits.
Okay.
When'd you learn that infusion?
The good old bear infusion.
I don't get sneak attack on that, though.
Were you trying to make a bag of tricks, Treble, and something went wrong?
Infuse a dagger with a bag of tricks. It just randomly bursts into wildlife.
Okay. Well, that's 5 damage.
Okay.
That would be an amazing weapon that I would use all the time. It's like
Does
you
the
swing
da-
your way.
Does the dagger come back?
It does.
Okay. It doesn't cut me?
Doesn't.
All right. Then I'm going to use my last turn to move back here. Can they not see me from here?
I mean, they can reach you from there because they just have to peer around the corner of the door.
Okay, well,
Don't forget you got bonus action dash.
yeah, I know.
More like bonus action coward.
I forgot about my bonus action.
I'll use my bonus action to give Victor advantage to attack the same one that I did. Like we'll do a multi-attack or together. Victor, you have advantage on the next if you attack this guy.
Okay, who's
And
up?
that's my turn.
We've got blue token with Edmont on deck.
Okay. This one's going to take a shot at Evie.
You can try.
I have a 21 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
For 3 points of crossbow damage.
Well, that doesn't even get through my barrier. What's he got?
This one's also going to take a crossbow shot at Evie.
Rude.
I got a 14 to hit.
That does not hit me.
So both of the frogmen, as they come around the corner of the door, turn back and loose crossbow bolts at you. But both of them continue to flee around the curvature of the hill, chattering the whole while.
Got Edmont with Genie on deck.
Edmont, fix it.
I mean, I don't know what you expect me to do, but okay. Let's see, it's 10, 20,
You punch them?
30 only gets me there. I can't punch them.
You got a short bow, right?
I'm just going to move to there. Take a narrow shot.
Okay.
Jeez. Okay. That's a 17 to hit.
That will hit.
Three, 6 points piercing damage.
And it is bloodied.
Back off, break line of sight.
Okay.
That's the end of my turn.
Who's next?
Next up, we've got Genie with Victor on deck.
Alright, 20, 25, 30. Gets me here. And... Grease!
Okay.
So
we have to walk on that.
well, sorry.
Eh.
That's fine. It's still kind of raining.
So, I guess here?
So splattering the whole path and up onto the wall.
Uh-huh. So 10 feet. I need a saving throw from these gentlemen.
What kind of
Your
save?
DC is
What kind of save is it?
I'm looking. I
Dex.
closed. It's yes. Is it Dex? Yeah,
It
it's
is
Dex.
absolutely Dex.
Dex. DC is 15.
I have a 17 and a 9.
Okay. The one that is not injured fell.
Oh, they're both injured.
Oh, they are? Okay. The one that's not bloodied fell.
Okay.
No, because Victor has advantage to hit that one.
So moving or
Well,
staying
that-
put.
I'm out of movement.
Okay.
I guess I'll pulse my cannon. Maybe we'll get a couple more hit points.
Ekon would be out of range because he's about 15 feet below you from there.
Right. So
Yeah,
is
that's
so is Edmont. I think the only one that's taking damage anyway is Evie.
Victor took 5 of 10.
Oh, okay. So if you had less temp hit points than 7, you have 7.
I already had 7.
I went up a little.
Who's next?
After that, we've got Victor with Ekon on deck.
Victor's going to be brave and move up here, so he has line of sight on these things.
Okay.
Bonus action is going to Hunter's Mark, the one that he has advantage on.
So the one that's down.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we're going to let loose Psionic Wrath. And pray we roll good.
So you're attacking him on this prone?
That would be a natural 20.
Well, that's a disadvantage because he's prone.
Yeah.
It's
Which
a
would
natural
mean you won't
20.
be able to sneak attack.
Oh.
Right.
You won't get sneak attack though.
Oh, okay. So if it's disadvantage on the one that's prone, then
You just walk up to him and stab him. That's not disadvantage. That's double
Yeah.
advantage.
I don't have movement for that.
You have bonus action dash.
No,
You
you
used
don't.
the bonus action already.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I
right.
didn't realize I forgot I got disadvantage on prone. So if I have disadvantage on prone, then I'm just gonna.
I mean, you also have advantage from what Evie gave you. You have both, so you're only rolling one
But-
die.
Let me
Well,
re-roll.
it was a 20. That's the 20 could still be a lot of damage.
What I'm saying is he was supposed to roll one die.
I rolled
he
2
rolled
dice, yeah, so I have to re-roll the
You
20.
have to re-roll it.
Does a 15 hit?
15 does hit.
Okay. No sneak attack damage though. Thanks,
No.
Grease Boy.
Sorry.
Is that Genie's new name, Grease Boy?
Yes.
Disgusting.
I was hoping you wouldn't notice that it was my fault.
So that would be 10 points of psionic damage.
And that's enough. The thing falls down face forward in the grease, slides forward slightly, its body drops off the path. Moving or staying put?
Well, since I only have half movement because I'm hungry, I guess I'm done.
All right, who's next?
Next up is Ekon with Evie on deck. So Ekon would like to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there. I am again going to need a DC 15 dexterity saving throw from this bullywug.
Okay, so at this position, you're standing in front of the door to this hut. Is that your intent?
That's fine.
Okay.
Actually, if the door's right there, I'll stay back 5 feet. So
Okay.
just approach the hut. Yeah, because I got plenty of range in the spell. So go ahead and roll that save.
That's a 5.
So we're going to be dealing 12 radiant damage.
And that's enough.
This air's light solves the problem.
Problem solved.
Genie,
Are we
what do you
still on
think?
initiative after that?
No, that was it.
Okay.
Genie,
Yep.
looking into the hut that the two frog people just burst out from. The third one's laying dead on the ground, and you immediately recognize the wounds that it died from across the lower half of its face and its neck and its upper torso. It's been killed with black powder shot. Somebody's using a firearm.
Somebody around here's got a gun, you guys.
Well,
I would.
hey, Ekon, from now on, flaming spheres first.
I think that might have been overkill in this situation.
I mean, before we open the door.
So
Oh.
Trieste has a gun but no ammo, and Jayla has a gun but limited ammo. Those are the two people in our group who have guns.
Correct.
Right. That means there's a third person out here with a gun.
I'd like to send my familiar
If someone who's an enemy of the frog people, I might be okay with that.
Is there any
to fly
food?
into here.
Flying into the opening at the base of the hill. And it's a stony cave. And it looks like it takes up the entire cavity of the stone part of the hill. And it looks like fairly recently a battle was waged here. There are 2 more dead frog people on the ground with similar wounds and black powder marks against one of the walls. The cave itself has a path that slopes sharply upward on the inside of the shell structure.
Okay. I'll have my familiar come back, pick up a pebble along the way, cast light on it, and have it explore the entirety of the cave. Casting my sight through it the whole time.
Is there any remnants of like food that these frog people were eating inside this little hut thing?
No.
No food or supplies. Okay. Victor will very carefully try to get past the grease.
All right. Let's... I have a 23 to hit your familiar.
Yeah, that does it.
So your familiar is flying. up, and
You
it's-
gotta do 10 damage to get through its temp HP.
Oh, that's right.
Don't you love that turret, Brick Road?
That's right. I
It's
hate
our favorite.
familiars. I forgot. I have 11 damage.
Okay, there you go.
So here's what you guys hear. The familiars, it takes its little, you said it did with like a little light source?
Yeah, it had a pebble with light cast on, so it's like a torch.
Okay. So the inside is, the stone is very smooth on the walls and on the floor. And the area right around the entrance is slick with blood, like I've said. As it comes up and around the corner, around this first corner, kind of in this position, there's a wounded man hunched against the back wall. And as the familiar comes around in his left hand, raises a firearm and fires. So everybody hears the shot echoing out of the hill.
That was a-
human?
That was a gun.
The hell?
Humanoid.
Okay.
If it was a frogman, he was dressed differently than the other ones you've seen, in that he was wearing,
I mean, I'll share this with my group.
wearing
human
worn
vision-
clothing, boots, and a wide brimmed straw hat.
So that light pebble is still going to be in there with him. I'd say we wander on in and try
Well-
and see if we can talk to him.
For a
Well,
moment,
we-
because after a few seconds, the pebble comes bouncing down
Oh, okay.
the slick slope of the thing and coming to rest against one of the bodies in the entryway.
That's kind of funny.
Ekon will yell out, we don't have any intention to harm you. We're also enemies of the frogs.
It's not safe for me to jump down from here, right?
You could climb down.
Okay, I'll do that.
Does being up a little bit higher, being up a little higher give any better view of what might have gone on here?
I mean, you can't see anything in the entrance because you're up on the path above it.
Yeah, I mean,
Where did the
the surrounding area.
gunshot come from?
From inside the cave, inside the hill.
Okay.
So you're shouting into the hill, and a few moments later, a very raspy voice retorts, but in a language that you don't understand.
I will use my house spellcasting slot to cast Comprehend Languages.
Does that have a particular range on it?
It affects me, I think.
It's a range of self.
Okay. Does comprehend languages cause the other person to understand you?
I don't. It means I understand them. I don't think it means they understand me.
I got this.
I believe you choose a spoken or written language, and you can understand it for the duration.
I thought it
literal
just
meaning.
makes you understand everything.
Yeah, it makes you
Where's-
understand
Oh, does
everything.
Yeah, all languages.
Victor will pick up the light pebble.
Okay, Evie will shout hello.
And the voice from inside calls back out, repeating what it just said a moment ago. And it says, "No closer, and I'll have no trouble with you."
Does the language sound like Elvish or
That
anything?
doesn't sound like anything you've ever heard.
And
Well-
this person looked like they were hurt, right?
Yes. Looks like he was clutching an injury to his chest. I'll let everybody make a wisdom check real quick. So Victor and Edmont, you're at disadvantage.
Ekon too.
I got a 19.
I got a 4.
Doesn't matter what I rolled.
I've got a 12.
Rolled that one.
Who got a 19?
Evie.
Okay.
I rolled. I'm right there with you, McDohl.
I rolled a 20, but disadvantage screwed me. I can only roll 20s at disadvantage, apparently.
Evie, you think that the language he's speaking has similar inflection as the language you heard the restless spirits in the dungeon speak. It's possible that they're dialects of the same language,
Yeah, but we don't know that language, so.
but it's distinct from the language that the hags were speaking. As you guys have been traveling and having these encounters, you kind of started to develop an ear for them, though you don't understand them.
The only word I know in their language is Matando, and I don't know that that's a good word.
So with the light source, Victor is going to toss the light source at the entrance of the cave.
Okay. Well, there already is one because that pebble
Oh,
came
yeah.
rolling back down the. So yeah, the entryway is well lit.
Okay, so Victor will step into the entryway with his hands raised, showing clearly that he has no weapons.
Okay, and from the entryway you can't see the man. You'd have to go up into the cave and start rounding the first bend. I've gone ahead and put his put a marker where he was sitting before he shot the familiar.
So Psionic Whispers does not explicitly say they need to be in line of sight.
Then you don't need to have them in line of sight.
All right, then we are going to establish a connection with him.
Okay.
Reach out and touch him. And then he will offer what he considers a polite greeting, that they mean him no harm. They want to know what happened here, and he will ask permission if he can approach and maintain a distance.
He asks if you have food.
Do you consider frog people to be food?
He does not. No.
Then,
Neither do we.
and we seem to be in a similar situation.
Then he politely recommends you keep moving.
However, we did see some rotten food upstairs that we might be able to do something about.
He asks if you're mocking him now.
Not at all. If we can make it edible, we would welcome you to join us for a meal.
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Is this at double disadvantage?
There's
A 19 and a 20.
no such thing at double disadvantage.
That would be a roll of a 19, I guess.
Okay.
19 plus what?
Nothing.
He asks if there are healers among you.
Yes, there are.
Send him up. He and no other.
I can go.
So Victor will tell Ekon he would like to speak with you.
Let
Yes,
me
regular.
let me go because I think Ekon's spell slots are more valuable than mine.
Oh, okay, yeah. Whichever one of you can heal this man's
mean,
wounds.
I've got a house slot, so
Take this pebble and go tend to him.
Mm,
Can you ask him if he's a hunter?
well, it's up to you, Ekon.
yeah. Also, I can do it from 30 feet away with healing word.
If this guy's a hunter, it might actually be really good for us to have him join our team.
Well, even if he's not, the fact that he's someone who can not attack us on sight.
1 second here, bro.
So Victor will relay the message that
Yeah,
a healer is coming towards him.
and I'll take the pebble back from Victor.
Okay.
I will casually toss it up so that I can get line it so that I can see the guy.
When you toss it up and it hits the sloped floor, it starts rolling back down the slope.
Can I see him during that time?
Not
or-
from this. No, not from this position. He's all the way up around the corner.
Okay, I'll have to pick it up and carry it up there then.
And as
So
you
the-
move up this slope, it's actually somewhat difficult. It feels like the slope, first of all, the stone is slicker than the path you were walking a moment ago. It's very smooth, and it's somewhat wet. And so it takes a little bit of maneuvering to keep your footing as you go up. Also, it narrows as you go forward. And yeah, sure enough, as you come around the first bend, you see the man against the back wall. His right hand is clutched down across his chest and is bleeding terribly. In his left hand, he's training his firearm on you.
And I will slowly reach to my holy symbol and speak the healing word of air.
Okay, go ahead and roll that.
Victor is going to communicate with this guy that the healer will not understand him, and he'll ask permission if he can get close enough to relay any messages.
Well,
That's
Ekon's-
6 magical healing.
yeah, Ekon's already close enough. He's close enough from 20 feet away.
No, I mean so that Victor can tell Ekon what this dude says, since nobody can understand him.
You heal a man, his wound starts to bind up. He grits his teeth for a moment. And after that, he pulls his arm away from the wound, looks back up at you, and he speaks a word that Victor understands to mean gratitude.
I kind of nod and move a little bit more towards him if he doesn't seem to take that as hostility.
When you take another step towards him, though, he makes it very clear with his body language as he maneuvers his gun to follow your movements.
Oh, nod to him again.
Ekon, why don't you take a few steps back? Let's see if we can get him to come out.
Yep.
Victor, he asks you, what was this about food?
We found some spoiled food upstairs we may be able to purify. We haven't looked in the other huts yet, though. We're not sure what happened here. Aside from frog people with crossbows.
He asks why you're traveling through Magila's lands.
We are trying to find shelter and sanctuary in a city. We're not entirely sure where we are.
Ask him his name.
Do you have a name by chance? I am called Victor Veritas.
He tells you that in exchange for the healing he's received, because you are strangers in these lands, he will pay you with a bit of advice and then ask you to leave him in peace. The advice is to not give your name unbidden unless you know who is listening. And very pointedly, he does not share his name with you.
I see. Would you be able to point us towards civilization if you do not wish to interact further?
And he tells you there is none in this region. No towns, no villages of note, unless you are speaking about the communities of Magila in the swamps.
I am assuming you do not like those communities.
He tells you that he's had a recent altercation with them. And I mean, you're standing amidst the fruits of that altercation at the moment.
If I might inquire before we leave, what was the cause of this altercation? And where might we find food if there are no villages?
He tells you he's given you what you're going to get. And then now it's time for you to peaceably be on your way.
Victor will translate this conversation into the language that we can all, not him, but we can understand.
Okay.
I'm going to go investigate these two huts while Victor is doing that.
And Victor will get out.
So, Ekon, you are going to the southern hut here?
Yeah, I'll do that one first.
Okay. And opening up the door, this one actually has, whereas the previous hut you looked at just had like a crude ring of stones on the ground where there would be a cook fire, this one actually has a wood-burning stove.
Oh, wow.
It's currently cold. There's no fuel inside, but other than that, the hut is empty.
Okay.
Would it fit in Genie's bag of holding?
No.
So that's like the most useful thing we've come across so far.
Yeah, there's no way to transport it, though. So I want to check the other one, and I'm going to go over and check this one real quick.
Okay.
Well, I
We
mean,
get out of here.
The frog people know about this place, so I guess it's not really safe. Maybe it's defensible, though.
Well, there's also an angry guy with a gun that would like us to leave him alone. So
That's also true, but
we could wait outside till he comes out now that he's healed. But
I feel
Ekon,
like
looking into this one, there's 2 rotted bedrolls on the ground. But otherwise, it is empty.
All right. I'm going to go and cast Purify Food and Drink on this deer.
Okay.
Victor is
How
going
many rations can I get out of that, then?
That's a good question.
What? Sorry, I was muted. Is when you're done figuring that out, let me know what's in this hut.
Okay.
I thought we checked all the huts.
Not this one.
Oh, I'm going to hold off on the spell just until we check the last hut. Sorry.
Okay.
Just
Genie,
to make sure there's not more than one thing.
looking in this hut, you see in one pile a large stack of firewood. I mean, it looks like it's been sitting here forever. And in the recent rains, part of the thatch overhead has collapsed in. And it's sodden and useless. And in the other pile, a stack of what are furs and hides. Some as small as rabbits, others as large as perhaps a deer. Ekon.
Yeah.
You think you could comfortably feed 8 people
All right.
with the recently purified carcass?
I'm gonna take
That's
out
a
my dagger
huge
and
score.
try and carve out basically one meal's worth of ration, and I'm gonna bring it down here and say, Victor, let them know that we've left 1 day's food at the base of the tunnel, and I'll do my best to like wrap that in some cloth or something. If I find out about those furs, I could probably just use one of the rabbits or something.
Yeah, that's
I was gonna make the same suggestion.
okay.
And so Victor will tell this guy that we're leaving you food at the entrance to the cave for when you are hungry, and we will be on our way shortly.
Okay.
So going to the top of this nautilus shell, does this give a better view of the area?
It does. If you can get up to that position, you can climb all the way to the top. And you see a commanding view of the area. And you see where the paths lead away from it. One off to the east and one off to the south.
Does either path look better than the others?
I mean, they both look pretty horrible. You're in Ravenloft.
Ravenloft is actually supposed to be very beautiful.
Hauntingly beautiful, in a corpse sense of the word.
What are the rest of you doing as Victor climbs the hill?
I mean,
kinda-
it kind of seems like we've checked everything. This guy doesn't want anything to do with us, so I guess we'll never know what's further in that cave.
Well, we can wait till he leaves, then check it out.
There could be infinite candy and treasure back here, but we'll never know.
We can just wait till the dude leaves.
You could.
I mean, other than that, I'm just getting the butchered deer ready to go.
Okay. Yeah, so you got 8 rations worth, and you've left 1 for the wounded man.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys returning back to your camp at that point?
I feel like we've kind of done everything we're going to do here.
Are you leaving surveillance on the hill to see if he eventually leaves?
Victor will let his owl fly out of musket range.
If you use your familiar for this task, you're not going to be able to use it to scout when you go to move on in the hex crawl.
We have a road now, so I don't know that scouting isn't as important anymore.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if
It
we're
is.
planning to follow the road, then we probably don't need as much scouting.
Yeah.
So the question is, if this guy does leave, are we actually going to come back here and continue investigating inside?
That is a question.
Yeah, worry about
Might
that if
be
he leaves.
Might be worth the time. Yeah.
Okay. So
I also would like to know where he goes.
Victor will let his owl fly out of musket range.
So that night, let's go ahead and find out who all's eating today. Go ahead and roll for Orson, since he was out hunting.
And he gets a guidance because I didn't have to cast any concentration spells.
2 successes on the NPCs.
The 5.
5.
Orson. Yeah.
So he fails.
He fails.
All right. So Leetgard and Lahir both brought some food back. You have 13 people that get to eat today.
That's pretty good.
How many
How many people do we
have?
have?
Who?
20.
Jesus.
All right, so obviously the 3 hunters.
Yeah.
That brings us down to 10.
And then
Who has 2 levels of exhaustion?
Edmont and Victor.
Denny can't
Okay.
help but notice that Orson, Leetgard, and Lahir always get a ration of food, even though they don't always bring enough food back for everyone. He wants to know why he's the only person who has recognized this injustice.
Denny, if you want to go out hunting, you're more than welcome to.
He holds up his bonds and says, "I'd be glad to."
Denny, you don't know how to hunt.
He
No,
insists.
no,
that he
I mean,
does.
Ekon's like, okay, let's do it. Ekon will untie the ropes.
Before Ekon gets a chance to do that, Plaid and asks you, kind of as an aside, if that's wise.
We'll keep a familiar watching him.
Well, hold on. If he's going to try to throttle one of us in our sleep if we let him go. That's just what's going to happen.
He tried to throw my sister off of a bridge. I don't know if you forgot that.
No, I didn't, but I also know that we can watch him overnight. We already have to keep a watch.
Why don't we just leave him tied up at night and then untie him in the morning when he can... Why untie him early?
So, Ekon, are you going to untie his bonds?
Denny, if I untie your hands, what are you going to do tonight?
Eat, hopefully. That is, if you can be bothered to share, and he kind of motions to the butchered carcass that you're bringing back.
Denny, how about this? If we untie your bonds, you go hunting, and if you bring back food, you can eat. You seem to know how it's done, so you show us. How about that?
Look, he insists that he can. And tomorrow when they go out to hunt, he'll go with them.
Do they go as a group or do they split up?
They go as a group. No, you're in unknown territory and unfamiliar environments. Okay. They don't split up when they go.
So you need somebody to show you how to hunt. Is that what you're saying? You can't do it on your own?
And Denny just gestures at Orson, who also didn't bring any food back today, and says he would do better than Orson does.
Orson's brought back food in the past. You haven't.
He hasn't been given the opportunity.
What do you think, Ekon? You want to let him go on his own and hunt?
Just...
So the 2 points... You're going to untie him? And are you going to let him eat?
Yeah. No, I don't think he... I mean, I doubt it. Is he at 2 levels of exhaustion?
He's at 1 level.
No.
All right, so you have 10 more people that get to eat today.
So first of all, who is all at 2 levels of exhaustion?
Edmont, Victor,
Yeah,
Lugrin, and the 1 retainer.
So they all get to eat.
Okay.
We got 6 left. Who has 1 level of exhaustion other than Denny?
Genie has 1.
Yep.
Donique and Abernathy both have 1. Platten has 1, and 2 of the retainers have 1.
Plus me.
What about Tenny?
Tenny 8.
Tenny 8? Okay.
So that's 7. I've got all my spells. I can go 1 more day without food. So everyone else who has 1 level of exhaustion can eat.
Except
I don't have exhaustion, but I haven't eaten in like 4 days.
Well, then you'll get a level of exhaustion, and we'll keep trucking.
Okay.
All right, so Genie, Donique, Abernathy, Platten, and 2 retainers. All right.
I'm the only one who's at danger here of slowing us down tomorrow. And I've got no K-Con save.
I had you at no levels of exhaustion.
Did you miss that I rolled a 1 in the last check?
Oh, no. Yes, I did.
Okay. Sorry, I've been taking the disadvantage, so no harm, no foul.
All right. Okay. So, Genie, 0 days. Evie has not eaten in 5 days.
Evie's tough.
Mobs are tough.
So, Edmont, you can reduce your exhaustion by 1.
right.
Victor, you can reduce your exhaustion by 1.
Yay.
And then NPC upkeep. So Tenny doesn't get to eat today 'cause she didn't have any exhaustion going in. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
I think keeping people moving is more important at this point than...
Okay.
Aside from the hunting people, I don't really... Ekon doesn't think that going without food for 1 day is a big deal right now after...
In that case, she
After what we've been
spends
through.
the evening mealtime. She spends essentially going around asking people to share with her. Is this behavior that you correct, or do you allow this?
I will correct her.
Are you going to correct her by sharing your food with her?
No, I'm going to correct her by telling her not to ask people for their food when we're in the wilderness all starving to death.
Make a persuasion check.
Can Victor try and help?
That depends on what each of you say, because I think it's equally likely Victor will say the opposite of what Genie intends.
17.
So Tenny, I mean, she's pouting about it, but after you take her aside and kind of shake
Like,
it into her a little.
I'm not like phrasing this in a way to like I'm just explaining this is not what we would, this is not what our family does.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to phrase it in a like you've got to be. I'm not trying to punish her, if that makes sense.
I have a hard time really being upset at a kid who's hungry who wants to eat. Like, that's not...
Well, Genie Tenny takes the lesson to heart. And though she's pouting about it, she doesn't.
Yeah, like I said, I'm
Take it
trying to
for
teach her a lesson. I'm not trying to, like, shame her about this. I'm just
So-
like, listen, we're all in a bad spot. We're doing the best
Genie,
we can.
Edmont, and Victor can all take the benefits of the long rests. Everyone else can take a short rest. And
I'm also coughing to death.
yeah, Evie, your Constitution saving throw DC 18.
Oh boy. It's possible I could make this, but it's not very likely. I roll the 1.
All right, you have a level of
Good job.
wisdom.
All that means is that you're more likely to eat.
Ekon and Chrisen, your saving throw, your DC is 12.
Ekon makes it.
And then it's just a bunch of NPCs from there, because nobody else has to make the save today.
Alright, so we've got 3 fine familiars left. Does anyone mind if I resummon mine, and I'll be much more careful with him going forward?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I want you to have your familiar, but...
So who
Okay.
left their familiar behind to watch the man's movements after you guys leave?
Victor did.
At night, when the moon is full in the sky, the man emerges. He takes the food wrapped on the ground and puts it into his pack. And he leaves by the northern road, the one that you all were going to follow. So tomorrow, when you march, you'll have the opportunity to go up into the hill if you so desire.
Okay.
So are we doing that, or are we passing the hill behind?
I think we can take a quick look inside if it's on the way.
Yeah. No, and nobody has 2 levels of exhaustion. We can move full speed this tonight, right?
That's
Or
correct.
tomorrow.
Everybody's at 1 or less.
Yeah, so I guess we just take a quick look and see if there's anything in there worth investigating. If there's not, we just keep going.
How far into the cave do you guys go?
Does it go way further than the guy was?
He was around the first bend.
I think we'd at least go far. It was sloping up, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think we'd go to the end unless it starts sloping down and seems to go into like unimaginable depths.
The slope continues to go up, and it continues to turn off to the right, and the walls get narrower and narrower. And you guys walk for 5 or 10 minutes, and then 15 minutes, and 20 minutes.
Guys,
What's going on?
After 10 minutes, this doesn't seem geometrically possible.
So, at what point does Victor's knowledge of navigation seem to say something is not right here?
I mean, it sounds like none of you guys think it's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not right.
Leave. Turn around.
Victor just says nope and turns around and starts walking the other way.
And as you guys turn around, leaving the hill, Now the slope is going downwards and to the left, as expected, but the walls are still narrow, and you walk the path for 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
God damn it.
Coming up on an hour now.
Genie, blow a hole in the wall right now. Do it. Just do it.
What?
I think after about 10 minutes going the other way, we're going to stop and say, wait a second.
Because you have been moving down the slope longer than it took you to reach the point where you stopped originally.
Yeah, so as soon as that point happens, Victor is going to stop and go, wait, what?
Are we just... Is that the end of the campaign? Are we just trapped forever?
We've been mazed.
I guess we'll find out. What's next?
So, looking both
Is Orson
directions.
with us?
Do both directions narrow?
That's up to you.
I think I would
think
rather
Orson-
have Orson hunting.
I mean, it sounds like this is a quick enough thing that wouldn't have stopped Orson running.
Yeah, this wasn't. It wasn't time for Orson to go off hunting. You guys were going to poke your heads in the morning.
I mean, Orson can maybe check for our tracks. I know it's like stone and slippery, but
So, looking down both directions, do both directions seem to get narrow?
The path ahead of you slopes downward as expected, and the path behind you slopes upward as expected. And as you're trying to gauge the narrowness of the walls, it feels like they're further away than they perhaps were a moment ago. And you can't tell which direction they become narrower in.
So, if
I
Victor...
hate this bloody place.
Can you detect any bad magical bullshit going on?
do I concentrate? Do I sense any magic?
Yeah, the stone of the walls are magical, and so are all of you.
Is this just an illusion?
So, if Victor will put his hand against the wall and kind of like hold out both arms, you can kind of feel when it starts getting narrow, I guess.
Okay. Ekon, give me an Arcana check. Victor, which direction do you walk? In terms of how the cave is sloping, left or right?
The one that looks like it's sloping down.
Okay.
That's an Arcana of 13.
Victor, your eyes tell you that if you move in this direction, the walls do get narrower, as though you're in increasingly tight layers of the spiral. But your hands feel the walls equidistant from you at several strides. Ekon, the magic at play here is a deep enchantment of some kind.
I think it's an illusion. I think if we just close our eyes, follow the wall out, I think that might get us out.
There's
Take our-
definitely some illusionary nature to this. Look at my arms. And Victor will kind of continue to walk forward, making sure he doesn't get out of sight of everybody else.
Yeah, as Victor moves 20 or 30 feet away down the slope around to the left, it looks like the path narrows in that direction, but Victor's arms do not contract. It's actually somewhat disconcerting. Depending on what you focus on, the path both does and does not narrow.
If you look at Victor, does Victor look like he's getting further away?
Yeah, by 20 or
Or is
30
he-
feet or so.
I was just wondering, is he staying the same size?
The problem is you can't see more than about 20 or 30 feet in any direction because it's curving in both directions. So
Genie, did you ever finish those psionic invisibility glasses?
I haven't finished anything. We kind of fell into in a weird world. Magic doesn't work right and kill it. So no, I haven't. I'll get right on that as soon as you can get me a place with a workshop.
So is Orson with you guys or is he not?
I think he is.
He is? Okay. Victor, actually all of you would hear the voice echoing from somewhere down in front of you. You recognize it as Lair. And he's calling up. He says, "Hello?
Lair? Don't come in. Where are you?
Victor, is that you?
Yeah, where are you at?
You've been gone the whole morning. Pladen has sent me to retrieve you. It's time to move on, yes?"
Yes, do not enter this shell. Something is very bad here. We're trying to get out. Can you keep talking so we can try and follow your voice?
I suppose so. What shall I talk about?
Do you know any songs? Can you sing for us?
But I know some cradle songs that my mother used to sing to me.
Good enough.
And he begins singing cradle songs. And you can hear his voice in that direction.
All right. I think we
Evie's
should just.
just gonna close her eyes.
Close her eyes and
then
go
just
towards his voice?
Follow the roll. The keep her hand on the wall and walk towards Lair's voice.
Okay. I need all of you, including Orson, to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh, it sucks to be you guys right now.
Oh ho ho ho! That is a
14.
hold on.
12.
That is
Big old 1.
that
One.
is a 21 from Genie, and from Orson it is a.
Oh, no, that's not a 1. I'm proficient in these. Okay, that is a big old 4.
Oh, that's right. We do have
Did
proficiency.
anybody get lower than Ekon's 4?
Evie got
No.
an 11.
So Victor got a 15, but if that's a fail, I'm going to use the psionic dice.
A 15? No, it's not a fail.
Well,
14.
Ekon, listening to Lair's voice, and you're probably familiar with the song. It's probably a traditional nursery rhyme kind of thing that he's singing, in a very awkward and stilted manner. He failed his performance check, but the lyrics seem strange to you. You're sure that you're hearing them wrong, and it's saying that it can't have all of you, but it will take you, or it will take him. You hear Lair singing this. And then it repeats going into the refrain. You guys continue to walk with your eyes closed towards the singing, but you never seem to get closer to it. And after a few
All right.
minutes of singing, Lair calls in. Where are you?
Well, we're trying to move towards you, but are there any...
They're going to call out, keep singing, and then we'll say, keep going. We're walking for a while. And then he will, in his mind's eye, say, all right, I guess you can have me.
The five of you, Genie, Edmont, Victor, Orson, and Evie, eventually emerge from the cave where Lair is standing. And when you look around, Ekon is not with you.
Ekon?
Edmont is turning around to walk right back in. Go find.
Wait,
go
Edmont,
find-
I have a rope.
No,
I have put a rope on first.
he's already gone. He's already gone.
No.
Lair calls out, "Where is Ekon? Edmont, where?"
Evie screams it, Ekon!
So Edmont's got going back in,
Mhm.
and Lair moves to follow him in.
Here, wait.
And he looks confused. What's going on? Where's
magic
the
shell.
Aethar?
Victor will take out his rope and tie it around Lear's waist.
Okay.
No. Are you gonna send him in?
Well, no, but if he's going in, he's gonna tie it around anybody.
No, Lair, you're not going in there. I forbid it.
Well, at this point, Edmont's already walked back up the slope of the cave.
We have to get Edmont. So put this rope around. Let's put this rope around us. We'll all go in together. Lear, you can stay out here and hold the rope.
How long is that rope?
30 feet.
50 feet.
So who is he tied?
I have 50 feet of rope too.
So when you guys tie 100 feet of rope together, whoever it's tied to walks 100 feet forward into the cave. And from your position, there's still slack on the rope at your end. Edmont, Coming up around the corner, you run back into Ekon, who is still inside of the cave.
Brother, are you okay?
Yeah, didn't you make it out?
Yeah, but you didn't. I'm not leaving you in here alone.
All right, well let's continue towards his voice.
You guys can hear the echoing of argument down below you. Who did you send in with the rope attached?
It could be me. I'll do it.
Okay. So yeah, as you guys are moving, a few moments later, Evie comes up around the corner with a rope tied around her waist.
And you scared the shit out of me. Don't ever do anything like that again.
Sure.
And
Let's go.
Evie
Got a rope,
is,
that's good.
Genie is pulling on the rope.
Okay.
Ah.
Genie.
And Evie has 6 strength, so she's getting yanked.
Victor's helping.
You pull on the rope, and it just feels slack. It doesn't feel like you're pulling against anything. So you're just kind of rolling it in from your side.
Let me know when we get over 100 feet of rope.
Evie, are you still attached? Victor will yell out into the opening.
Do I hear that?
Yeah.
Am I still attached?
And looking down, the rope is gone. And Genie, you pull the other end of the rope out. And there's no knots, and it's not tied to anything.
Crap.
Evie, did you take the rope off?
No.
Horse feathers.
Then why aren't you on the other end of this?
That's a great question. What is keeping us in here? Is this...
You just never seem to reach the entrance as you and Edmont and Ekon are moving back down towards it.
Okay. So Evie says, close your eyes, and then I want all 3 of us to just join hands, and we're going to walk together.
Okay.
We walk towards... she calls out to all
I
of
need a
you.
charisma saving throw from the 3 of you inside of the cave.
I got a 14.
I got a 5.
I got a 9. I think I'm going to spend 4 blips to make that an auto success.
So, Edmont. Let me get rid of Ekon's blips first. Edmont, you're hearing clearly the conversation at the base of the cave, where Genie is with Lear and Victor, calling in, asking whether Evie's still tied, wondering at this rope. And it's their voices speaking, but it's different words that you hear. And it's speaking for Niskin, and it sounds very in a disappointed and exasperated tone of voice. And it says, so you're hearing your friends say, it says I cannot have you, but that I can have him.
Edmont responds, you will not have my brother.
At this point, Lear's getting really jumpy outside of the cage. Is something wrong? Do we need to go in after them?
No,
Is it a maze? Are they trapped?
it's not a maze. It is a magical conch shell. Go in and you can't come out. Do not go in the shell.
Lear, you are not allowed to go in there. You can go back to camp and you can bring the others, but you cannot go in there.
Is there anyone at camp who can help us with some of this? Platten might know something. He's the only one who I think might be able to help.
Maybe Platten or Christian, since they deal with unseelie stuff, and this is definitely unseelie.
I don't know if unseelie is the right word for this. It's just evil.
It's the unseeliest of unseelies.
Yeah, but Evie's still walking forward, and she's holding very tightly to both Edmund and Ekon's hands.
So you're clutching their hands as walking down?
Mm-hmm.
Lear, go get Platten.
I should bring him back here?
Yes.
What of your cousin?
Which one?
The one that you had bound, that you bade Plaid watch.
Did he not go hunting?
Nobody's gone hunting yet. You guys were. This was supposed to be a quick stop in the morning, and you guys were in there for 2 hours.
Send Orson back with him. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Orson, go back and watch Denny. Brain him on the head if he gets uppity.
Orson and Lightyear leave. And I need another charisma saving throw from the people inside of the cave.
This is a 17 from Evie.
Okay.
13.
13. How would Edmont do?
73 said?
It's a charisma saving throw.
Yeah. 7.
7. Edmont, you're hearing this conversation take place outside. So it's, again, your friends talking, but the words are different. And they sound angry this time. They say, "You cannot take my prize and refuse to leave me another." And I think at that, we'll go ahead and take a break, and everybody can eat a sandwich.
God damn it, we found Magila.